In this video, I'm probably going to do a lot of evasive maneuvers between the times I can use my pistol. I call it the Dodge Viper protocol. Let's go off the meta once again with a new little PvE mod from Conclave and Nightwave. Skull Shots. Man, how edgy is that name? I love it. Honestly, it sounds like it should be a shotgun mod. Shotgun mods always have the best names. Hell's Chamber, Point Blank, Shell Shock. Seriously, just drop your voice an octave and say almost any shotgun mod name, and it'll either sound super edgy or super... Back to the plot. Nightwave is bringing all of us Tenno Conclave mods in a way that we can actually get them and use them thanks to PvE content. Skull Shots is a pretty neat mod. Let's pop it into a Viper Wraith and see how it goes. After starting with the empty gun, what does Skull Shots do? Get a headshot, get 100% ammo efficiency for 2 seconds. That's pretty fun, right? So I'm going to start with that. Afterwards, I'll just run you through the rest of the basics. Hornet Strike for base damage, Barrel Diffusion for multi-shot, Lethal Torrent for even more multi-shot, and some fire rate, the Primed Crit Brothers, Primed Target Cracker, and Primed Pistol Gamut. Lastly, some flex slots. This is a perfect spot for either rocking a Riven or pure elements such as Primed Heated Charge and Convulsion for radiation. Although, if you go with pure electricity damage, you can reliably stunlock a single enemy to hilarious effect. Alternatively to Primed Heated Charge, you can use some of these upcoming mods. Here's some total damage numbers from Warframe Builder while I talk. There's the option for Augur Pact, Sharpened Bullets, Hydraulic Crosshairs, a 60-60 mod, a based element, Pummel for impact damage, or best of all of these options, Magnum Force. Magnum Force and Pummel are almost on equal levels. Of course, this is a perfect space for Riven like I said before, and any option is pretty beneficial. If one wanted to go the extra mile with some more Forma and a Wexler slot, the option to throw in steady hands becomes available, giving more stability to maintain headshots, although it's not really necessary. You should be pretty close. Trick Mag or Pistol Ammo Mutation might be nice for longer engagements, so realistically, those are your best options, other than flavor mods like Hawkeye or Suppress. Of course, there's a plethora of arcanes available for pistols, but only 2 really offer a great bonus. Arcane Velocity with its bonus to fire rate after critical shots will help pump out more damage during the limited amount of time available for infinite bullets. On top of that, Arcane Precision couldn't be a more perfect fit. This gives a significant boost to damage on headshots depending on level, a perfect fit if you ask me. When it comes to Warframe synergy, anyone with a stunning ability blends well. That or maybe boosting damage. There's not really a lot of synergy to be done with Warframes here. Hell, even invisibility gets you in close to bust some heads. Just don't get too close and cocky or you and your Red Viper Wraith may end up like the Red Viper of Dorne. Ooh, let's cut away from that before, Side note, I used the Viper for my White Death build. If I would have had this mod a few weeks ago, I probably would have showcased it then. Alas, I did not because it did not exist yet. Alright, so there's only one real way to use this build. Get a bit up close, aim for the head, and press the left mouse button. After that, try to track as many heads as possible for an unfettered hose of bullets. If you do it right, you can maintain a stream of pure DPS until your screen is clear of enemies. It really is quite an amusing sight to behold. I think it's fairly viable and pretty handy, especially if you do the stunlock method with pure electricity. The bonus, of course, is that headshots are usually less armored and much more susceptible to damage. To pre-answer the question of how I came up with the build, I took my usual Viper build and subbed out an elemental mod for Skull Shots. However, I prefer to do these builds without Rivens as much as possible, so I wound up substituting my Riven for Skull Shots instead, and using a double element for the official build, so to speak. See, it's not that I don't like Rivens, I love them. They're fun to futz around with and give me another goal during playtime. I just recognize that not everyone is going to have them available, like them at all, or be able to get a Riven for the weapon in question. I am trying to include them when they're relevant in some way though. Alright, I'm done with this episode of Off the Meta. So, I don't know, just shoot Grenier, I guess. Or Corpus, or maybe Infested? Sentience? I don't know, they have tiny heads, so maybe not them. If only those Orb Mothers had heads. That would prove pretty fun, I think.